The Bitcoin buying spree absolutely continues, and I don't know if you guys pay attention to Politico news or not. I am definitely not going to be reading such a dumb article in this video. The headline alone says it all. Forest fire. Corporate America's Bitcoin buying spree fuels concern. Yeah, we're very concerned about corporations buying Bitcoin. Bitcoin ETFs notched 13 consecutive days of inflows, absolutely showing dominance for retail and institutional investors buying into Bitcoin. And even there, we've got more CEOs, more corporations, more institutions loading up on Bitcoin. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong has said we are buying more Bitcoin every single week. And guys, it is not just Coinbase. MetaPlanet or whatever it is, some company out of Japan plans on buying like 100 or 200,000 Bitcoin, something ridiculous over the next 2 years. I think it was 210,000 Bitcoin actually, 1% of the overall supply. They plan on buying that over the next 2 years by the end of 2027. You've got institutions that are creating jobs and entire departments for buying Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the future. And with that, there's a couple ways we can invest directly by using an exchange like KCEX to go out and buy Bitcoin. You guys got links for that down in the description if you want. And actually, you can trade Bitcoin on up to 125x leverage, which would mean massive gains if you time your trade correctly. On top of that, you can invest indirectly through tokens like Bitcoin Hyper. And I want to talk a little bit about Bitcoin Hyper in this video. And we're going to go over some of the price predictions. Because as you guys can see, with $1.6 million raised, 1 day and 4 hours left until this next stage is over and the price rises once again, Bitcoin Hyper is building the very first layer 2 blockchain for Bitcoin. Now, if you're interested in buying, all you got to do is click that link in the description, buy with crypto or buy with card, connect your wallet. After you connect your wallet, you type in how much you want, and those tokens are yours to claim on launch day. Now, I want to say this. Let's go over some price predictions real quick. And just know that these are very conservative, in my opinion, going through 2025 to 2030. And I do believe they're extremely conservative because we're going to see a massive bull market rally in between 2025 and 2030. And I would imagine that we could see higher than 100% gains in that time frame. It says Bitcoin Hyper throughout 2025. With public presale wrapping up in the fourth quarter, we don't expect much price swing from the listing price of 1.2975 cents. The price will likely increase to 1.6 cents. We expect the price to hover around this value until the year ends. That is a significant increase from the listing price. Roughly 50%, right? Maybe about 35%. It says Bitcoin Hyper's price prediction for 2026. Again, the price movement will be slow as the ecosystem develops. By this time, we expect several partner dApps and smart contracts to drop. This milestone will increase Bitcoin Hyper's ecosystem's reputation. The expected price peak is 2.31. However, the token could slip to 1.49 within the year before picking up on a bullish trend. And finally, for 2030, it says the peak price for this year will likely be around 3.9 cents. It says by this time, the ecosystem will have been fully established. However, we expect competition from other layer 2 blockchain solutions. This will decrease demand for Bitcoin Hyper token. As such, we expect a bear market for the token in 2030. Well, not too bad of a problem, dipping down, right, to 4 cents, knowing that we can get in for 1.205 cents right now. Still, more than tripling our money in Bitcoin Hyper. Guys, how this works is they're building a layer 2 blockchain. What you're going to do is bridge, if you want to use it, right? You could simply invest in Bitcoin Hyper and never use the layer 2 if you want. But it says you're going to deposit your Bitcoin on the Bitcoin Hyper bridge. And then from there, it mints new tokens on Bitcoin Hyper 2 Bitcoin Hyper's layer 2 network. Then you can send, receive, swap, transfer, whatever you want to do with your Bitcoin in your instant finality on the layer 2 blockchain. Using zero-knowledge proofs, it sends transaction information back to the Bitcoin layer 1 network where it's recorded on the blocks. And finally, when you're ready to withdraw, you initiate the withdrawal request. It verifies that you have your tokens on the layer 2. It burns those tokens and releases your tokens back, or your coins, I should say. Bitcoin is a coin. And releases your Bitcoin back onto the layer 1 network. So what this allows users to do is trade, transact, and utilize their Bitcoin extremely cheap and extremely fast, something that you cannot do right now. And with added utility and increased demand for Bitcoin, I believe not only we can see the price of Bitcoin rise, but the price of Bitcoin Hyper could rise as well. So I choose to do what the institutions are doing. And the institutions are loading up on everything that they can. Therefore, I am loading up on everything that I can. Let me know what you guys are doing with it all down in the comments below. And until the next time, hope that each and every one of you have an awesome day.